my take was just phrased as the Browns are just by far the biggest sleeper in the league. But I'll go as far as say it's kind of like similar to your, also to make it like how yours Lions one was actually, because it's very similar. The Browns are that team that could completely make an AFC chip appearance. And it's like, you don't hear anybody really talking about them or anything. I mean, all right, jokes aside, and I've done this before, but it's like, you could do this yourself at home. I mean, pull up the Browns depth chart. Dude, the Browns are very like consistently loaded. Like the only really, I mean, when you go across the board, it's like if one of the worst things that you're banking on is Deshaun Watson on his offseason bouncing back and then Denzel Ward having an offseason bouncing back, I'd say it's a pretty good worst case scenario. Because that sounds like there's a pretty good chance that we've seen them at their peak talent, and then there's a good chance that they could return to that. So, and it's like also with the whole D-line thing, I don't know if you saw that the other day, but all the Browns players were trying to like tagging Chris Jones, trying to talk to Chris, like talking about.
I saw that.
Like this is what I was saying is, so let's say they add Chris Jones and they just fix the only part of the D line that's a little bit weak. And like I said, I have a buddy who's a Browns fan. I told him straight up, I was like, look, bro, shouts to Bucks. It was my homie Bucks. I literally said, look, bro, if y'all get him and you don't win the Super Bowl, or at least make the Super Bowl, it's a disappointing season.
There's a problem.
Because that's how loaded the team would be at that point. And that's my point of what I'm trying to say here. Is like this team, especially with how much they paid Deshaun Watson, the expectations are high now. Like if the Browns have ever had a time where the strike with iron could, the strike with iron's hot thing, I would say it's right now. And I know the AFC's loaded. I know it's the hardest time to do it. Whatever, but it does not matter because now's the time if you're the Browns, I guess is the best way I'm trying to say it.
Yeah, so last year they were overall graded at the 10th best offense, and they're 3rd in run and 17th in pass. So it's like, well, the run game should be better. It will not better if it stays the same or in the top 5, and the pass game goes to top 10, top 8 even. Their trenches are so good. And it's just like, I mean, just the D-line got so much better, bro. So much better. Zadarius Smith on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. Like, I don't know, man. I really like the Browns. It's really going to come down to like that chemistry they can build with all these new guys and the AFC being stacked. But it's like, we talked about the AFC North. Like, every team has a shot to go to the playoffs. Every team. Like, there's not a bad team in that division. Like, and I would say there's not even good teams. Like, they're all, like, pretty good.
No, yeah.
So it's like, it's frustrating because one of these teams won't. But the Browns, it's really between the Browns or the Steelers. Because in my opinion, if Lamar stays healthy, there's no way the Ravens don't go. And the Bengals, as long as Burrow's healthy, there's no way they don't go. So I don't know, man. I love the Browns, what they're doing. I think that offense, if they can put it together, like getting Elijah Moore opposite of Amari Cooper. They had Elijah Moore coming out the backfield. Like, I'm excited. There's so many teams, not just the Browns, that I'm just excited to watch this year, especially the Lions with Jahmyr Gibbs.
No, I was going to say, and I say this a lot, but this time, I mean, I just mean it more and more. I don't say just to say it. I think it's just because the NFL keeps getting more exciting. Shit, these owners are really in it to win it. Like this offseason, the hype of the teams that already were competitive and now teams got more competitive. I'm like, I don't know if I've been more excited to see how a season unfolds.
Yeah.
Because the parity is so crazy.